Hi everybody, I am so sorry we're a little bit late for Guruji's live today. I'm going to adjust my pillow so we can sit and do this. And I had morning stuff going on. We're going to talk about guilt, and I'm so glad for you guys to join us back for another. I'm actually going to do this as seasons possibly now, so that we can have season 1, season 2. We can be more organized about it. We can go topic by topic. I'm sorry, I'm fixing my hair because it's a mess. Okay, let's do this. Guilt with. Okay, I'm just going to put Indimasi Village. Hey guys. Hi, Dr. Abna. Hi, Saujanya. Indimasi Village with Guruji. And you know what? We're going to be much more organized about these lives. I've actually had some crazy stuff going on over the last few. Oh, really? I posted about the live. Sorry, guys. And this is really bad, but I'm using this as my mirror to fix my hair while I'm here. I have morning hair. But hi, Georgia Des. Hi, Nikki and moms. Hi, all of you. Hi, Krishna Ayurved Panchakarma. Nice hairband. I like it too. I think the hairband is like an easy fix when you don't have time to do your hair. So, guys, we're actually not going to talk about anything health related, but we're going to talk about something even more important once Guruji joins. We're going to talk about guilt. And which is something that we all knowingly, unknowingly live with. I thought it was a great topic. Guruji's insights are just always the most precious, valuable insights. So I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see if Guruji is here. And, oh, he is. Yay! So, Guruji, we are here. Hi, Kiran. Okay, Guruji.
Namaste.
I feel like it has been a lifetime since I've seen you, Guruji. So,
So,
Guruji, the timing changed here in America. We have daylight savings. So, I did not realize the whole kid's schedule went off this morning and it made me a little bit later. I'm sorry, Guruji. I should have
my
done.
sound is less, I.
Oh, the sound is less? Hold on. Let me increase the volume even more. Is it better now, Guruji?
Perfect.
Okay. Great. No, good. I have complete silence. My kids are gone. It's all taken care of now. How are you, Guruji? Is India opening up?
Yeah, it's slowly opening, but this ban on aircrafts that is affecting us a lot.
What is affecting Guruji?
No, the air traffic is blocked now.
Oh, the air traffic is blocked. So coming into Trivandrum is harder.
Like internal flights are okay, but our major clients are from overseas.
Yeah, for all of you who are listening, even since the last month, since I've gone to Indimasi, a few people that I know have spoken to Guruji, have gone there, and they've all been very, very pleasant. They had very amazing experiences, life-changing experiences. So I just want to let everybody know that if it is a possibility, I know a lot of other people, Guruji, who are planning to go to Indimasi, hopefully by the summer. It'll all open up and it'll all become possible. But literally almost everybody I speak to, we talk about it at some point in their future, hopefully soon.
Wait for the right time.
Right time.
Should be granted by Mother Nature. We can just cry only like children, then Mother will be listening us.
Absolutely, Guruji. Absolutely, Guruji. It's hard to remember that, but true. True, Guruji.
Yeah.
So, Guruji, let's talk about the topic for today, which is guilt. And do we realize and release it? Do we eliminate it? And do we suffer? Or do we suffer? So, Guruji, I want to start talking about this fact that guilt is such a common feeling, even little children having a child, that human beings function so much on guilt ever since we are born. What is the origin of guilt, Guruji? Where does this start from?
Like our previous talks, my first answer is there is no guilt at all. As far as yoga is concerned, there is no crime or guilt or like false, bad things, nothing is there. Nature is a combination of positive and negative. If you take one coin, one side is head, other side is tail. Day and night, male and female, pleasure and pain. So these opposites, our body, solar and lunar, opposites are combining each other to get a product. This is the technique or technology of creation by nature. But considering our ancient and modern science, both are declaring that this manifested universe is an illusion, Maya, Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. So we are experiencing something which is not real. In that unreal thing, we are categorizing good and bad, right and wrong. So when we feel something or when we identify ourselves with something which is declared by ourselves that, oh, that was wrong. When we have that identification, we feel some kind of uneasiness, which is called guilty consciousness. So from a yogic point of view, I can say the feeling of guilt or guilty consciousness is an outcome of ignorance about the self or the reality of nature.
So Guruji, so for example, right, in Ayurveda there's this concept called Pradnya Apradha.
Yes, Pradnya Apradha.
So Pradnya Apradha, which is like, crime for everybody who's listening, Pradnya Apradha is that your wisdom knows something is right and you still go against it and you still do something different. That's Pradnya Apradha. So do you think, Guruji, guilt originates from Pradnya Apradha, that we as human beings somewhere inside know who we are and somewhere inside we know the truth about ourselves. But when we operate in a way that's different, we naturally feel guilty?
Again, what is the difference between Prajna and Prana?
No difference?
There is a difference. Prana is the cosmic reality. Brahma, Nada Brahma or Sarvam Khalidam Brahma, there is a cosmic reality which is beyond comprehension. That is what is called universal intelligence. There is a cosmic consciousness which is controlling everything. That is cosmic prana. From that pranic level, our jnana, identification or ego consciousness, the feeling of I, will be infused on that. If I ask you a question, yes, Nidhi, who is breathing for you? There will be an answer. You will say, I am breathing for myself. So you are breathing for your benefit. The feeling of I is using the cosmic prana. But actually, you are not breathing for yourself. Breath is stimulating your life. The cosmic intelligence is stimulating your life. So you are being a tool of in the hands of Mother Nature or the cosmic reality. Without knowing that, we feel that I do this. There the false ego comes. Instead of universal ego, we create our false ego. I did that. That is the feeling of Jnada. Jnada means the person who is doing, or Karta, the doer. Nobody is being a doer here. Things are being done through everyone. So when I feel that something is done by me, that is false ego. Something happened through me, that is universal ego. If I identify myself with that universal ego, I have no guilty consciousness. Even if I kill somebody, somebody had killed, being killed through me. If I feel that it happened through me, in reality, if I feel that it happened through me by nature, I am not having any guilty consciousness. Suppose a snake is trying to kill or bite a child, and I killed the snake, and I feel that, oh, I killed the snake. As far as our Indian tradition is concerned, if you kill a snake, you will get sarpa sharp. If I am identifying myself with that ideology, I will have a fear and guilty consciousness. But if I feel that, I tell myself that it is my, as a human being, it's my responsibility to protect that child from that danger. So I killed the snake, or that snake was supposed to be killed through me by nature. That is it, destiny. When I identify that with that idea, I don't have any guilty consciousness. So here, everything is depending on the power of understanding and power of identification with the things through which we are going.
So, but Guruji, this can very quickly become an excuse for people to do things which are hurtful, right? So, for example, I'm just going to use the example of my children. Say, Mom, I'm sleeping. The world is sleeping through me. I'm not sleeping. That the sleep is coming through me, right? I'm sleeping all day. I'm watching TV all day. I'm being on my iPad the whole day. And to be like, Mom, this iPad is being watched through me. So, Guruji, like, I can totally imagine my girls hear this, it becomes an excuse for them. So, Guruji, what are you going to say about that, right? So, somebody is killed, or it's killed through me. So, how do you then, that's where Pradnya Aprad comes in, right, Guruji? That
Yes.
How do we find that distinction between where we have the power to act in a way, from our inner wisdom?
If your thoughts are giving you a comfort zone, you are right. But your thoughts are giving you a stress. You are in a wrong way of analysis. So the question is how comfortable and joyful you are by your own analysis. If your thoughts are making you happy, it's perfectly right. If your thoughts are giving you pain and strain, you are in a wrong path. Like as you said, okay, I did a crime, and I just justifying that, okay, it had been happened through me. I didn't do anything. Yes, I am 100% right. But same time, society can define my action as a crime, and I can be taken to a police, maybe put behind bars. But there also I should be able to define that situation, that I am not in the jail, I am being kept over here by nature, and I am not being punished. It is my heir kept over there in the prison. That is why I am taken over there by nature. If I can define that situation also in this frame, I'm right.
Once again, Guruji, is the network a problem? Is anybody else having network issues? Or is everybody else being able to see? So, Guruji, what you're saying is basically, this is what I'm sensing, that when I'm acting from a place of inner wisdom, which is, technically prajna. So when I'm acting from that place of inner wisdom, and I'm acting in alignment with what my inner guru is telling me, at that point, all the actions that I then do through this inner person, those are all happening. Those actions should guide me, and they will technically be guilt-free. Because when you're acting in alignment with your inner guru, when you're acting in alignment with the cosmos, with the universe, and you know that all the actions do not have that underlying stress or regret that what did I do?
Here again, we are trying to define the cosmic law through our limited consciousness. That is the issue.
Yeah.
When we become capable of understanding the significance of the law of nature, or the involvement or the manifestation of the cosmic intelligence, these questions will not arise.
Right.
Still, for understanding, to bring
Right.
it that idea into our conscious level, we have to go through examples. There is no difference between the inner guru or inner wisdom or the feeling or the sense of self. These are all the cosmic intelligence. We label it in different ways.
Yeah.
Who is guru? Guru is the factor or the action which will remove the darkness. How the darkness can be removed? When light comes, darkness is vanishing. So that process is called guru. So when we have an ignorance about our reality, that is what is called ajnana andhakara, darkness of ignorance. That ignorance can be removed by self-illumination. What is self-illumination? Just enlightenment. We have to produce that light from within. When light comes, that darkness, that ignorance will vanish. Here, the confusion is the difference between, we don't know the difference between the cosmic reality and the will of or our will. There is a clash or a confusion. Oh, I have the will, I have the desire. But that desire is being produced only because of the oxygen, life gas, supply by nature. Now you ask this question, what is nature? That thought is being processed only because of the breath you are inhaling, oxygen you are consuming. Who provided that oxygen for you? Nature. So even your thought is produced by nature. Your body is managing like this by nature. Everything, each and every molecule is managed by the law of nature. Then where we are having a free will? That is the question.
Yes, that is the question, Guruji. Where are we having the free will?
Yes. So that feeling of I and the cosmic intelligence, that difference cannot be recognized or defined through our limited consciousness. That is why very clearly it is stated in each and every scripture, incomprehensible, aparimeya, avarnaniya. What does it mean? There's no need to think of understanding this fact within the frame of our intellect. For that, just obliterate the boundaries of your intellect, your senses. Then we will become one with that reality. That is why everywhere you can see this example. You take one container, glass container, go to the ocean and take one container of water from the ocean and place it on the table. You can see, oh, this is ocean. If you are saying a child or telling yourself that this came from ocean, but is this ocean? No, it's only ocean water. Then what is the difference between that water and this water? Who can explain? There is no answer for it. But if we take that container back to the ocean, just empty the container, then the water will mix up into ocean. And who can separate that particular water which was in the container and the ocean water? Same way, we have a container created by our limited intellect, information collected through the sense. And we have a body. We know from nail to hair, we have a body boundary. And to a certain extent to the universe or the Milky Way galaxy or galaxies, that is our intellectual boundary. But beyond that, we don't know what it is. But when we do proper meditation and focus the mind in one point, where this boundaries, body boundary, mental boundary, and our intellectual boundary obliterated, then we will become one with the reality. We will connect ourselves with the cosmic intelligence. There is no separation. Egam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Very clearly said in the Veda. You may think you are separated or you have multitudes of experience, manifestation. But when you remove the veil of ignorance, you will come to know there is nothing other than you. Aham Brahmasmi. There is no comparison because there are no two. Dvaita. If you want to compare, there must be two things. But in that state of consciousness, Dvaitam, a duality. There are no two, only one.
So Guruji, then our life on earth is about understanding the lack of duality. And then understanding, so that's our job as Manushya, as a human being, is to come on this planet and understand our true nature, which is not dual. And in that process, understand that everything that's happening around us or we are doing is actually just happening through us. And it is the cosmic play of the universe.
Yes.
So our process as a human being is that.
Question I didn't get. Once again.
Once again. Is the volume clear, Guruji?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so Guruji, my question is, right? So then we talk about free will, or we talk about what is our role as a human being? What is our role as a Manushya on this planet? I think we're losing connection. Is that Guruji's connection, guys? Can you guys hear me? Am I clean? Can anybody tell me if my internet is working fine? Guys? Hello? Okay, so mine is working fine. Guruji's is not working fine so far. Okay. Guruji?
It was a, relay problem and I couldn't hear you around 1 minute.
So Guruji, I think your connection went weak a little bit. I think your connection is a little bit shaky today, Guruji.
My connection?
Yeah. I don't know why, but your connection is a little bit the internet connection, but it's fine now, Guruji. So let me repeat my question. Right? So Guruji, that if this whole problem is we come into the world and everything that's happening around us, we think, oh, I am doing this, I am doing that, I'm supposed to be doing this, but I'm not doing that. And all of that causes, I think we lost you. Can you hear me, Guruji?
I can hear you very well.
Okay, so all of this causes this confusion, and the more confusion it causes, the more even the ego builds. Oh, I'm doing this. I should not have done this. This should have not been done to me. So we start questioning where is our free will. We start questioning our rights. We start questioning what is supposed to be done for me or what am I supposed to do. And all of that causes guilt. It causes suffering. So then our job as a human being, our primary job as a human being on this planet is then to really discover our true nature of non-duality.
Of course.
And we are here for that.
Yes. See, now who is having these thoughts?
They're coming through me, Guruji. They're coming through me.
Okay. Then whatever you said is not, like, if Nidhi does something, and if you feel that, oh, I did that, I should not have done that. Maybe other person may not feel the same. That person may ask you, why you are worrying about this? It's quite common. That is his or her definition. But your definition is entirely different. So you are the creator, you are the observer, and you are the decision maker. So whose mistake?
So whose?
That is it. Whose mistake? Mistake.
Yeah,
Like who?
yeah, I know, Guruji. I know. I mean, it seems like my mistake, but what you're saying, it's the universe. It's whatever is happening, whatever my thoughts are, whatever my actions are a design of the universe at that point.
Yes, but you are defining in a different way. That is the problem. Things are happening in nature by its own law. And who is labeling it good or bad, right or wrong?
The
Who is
intellect.
labeling?
The intellect.
Intellect. Whose intellect?
The intellect of this confused being.
Yes, the viewer's intellect. If my intellect is managed by my will, it will be explained the way I like. When my explanation goes against my will, I am under stress. That is the issue.
Right.
Like some gurus,
Mm-hmm.
they are really waiting for their death
Mm-hmm.
because in their meditation, they came to know there is nothing as death as we explain through our intellect.
Mm-hmm.
Death is a wonderful, ecstatic feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That is the ultimate, um, chance for liberating ourselves. So when they recognize that, they will be waiting for their death. And they know law, cosmic law said, no, this is not the time for you. You have to wait these many years more. Then these guys will spend their time either in writing something or thinking something. And always they will be telling that I am waiting for my death. But a person who is having many possessions in life, very greedy, he wants to achieve many material things, and he may label this sage as a madman. Why? Because from his point of view, or through his point of view, waiting for death is a sin. Death is a scary thing. So who is right here? From the material point of view, that person is correct. From a spiritual point of view, the sage is correct. So everything is depending on our definition, explanation.
Right. But Guruji, I'm still a little confused, right? Because then using this, I'm going back to the same question. Using this logic, there could be a lot of people who could just waste their life, keep going, keep going deeper, deeper and deeper into into the mess of layers. Start going further away from their truth because I'm supposed to be doing this. It's happening again. So Guruji, how do you start tuning back? Because at that point, that's happening through the person. All of, let's say, a very tamasic lifestyle, eating all kinds of food, indulging in all kinds of sensory activity, damaging all kinds of people. People can live that life and be like, oh, my time has not come to awaken. How does the process of that awakening begin, Guruji? Because it becomes an excuse then, from my viewpoint right now, I want to just relax and chill and live this lazy life and hurt people. So how do we start rewinding it, Guruji? Because that can become an excuse.
If a person is destined to find his excuse, he will do that only. You can see many people who are wasting their life. And sometimes you may be surprised seeing their life. And why do they waste their life like that? There are many people who are having that tendency to steal something. And you may be surprised, why that person did that? What was the need of that? There are many, many millionaires who are minting money, but they cannot use it. And they don't know why they are holding that money instead of spending that money for the needy, poor people. So why they are not thinking like that? In Africa, children are dying due to the scarcity of water and food. But one side of the other globe, you can see some Middle East, some rich country, they are wasting food like anything. A festival comes, they buy, unnecessarily they buy food, prepare it, and instead of 5 people, they prepare for 50 people. And that much quantity is being, again, put into the waste box. Why one side people are wasting food like that, wasting water like that? One side people are dying because they are not getting this. Why can't they think in a different way?
I know, but Guruji, I feel like the world, that if we believe that, right? Like we have some really good questions. I want to take some questions related to this, Guruji, because then then waking up, right? Waking up to our own truth should be our primary responsibility as a human being. But
this is what.
Sorry, Guruji.
Yes. Yes. Now, when we find these questions, these kind of questions, which cannot be answered through our intellect, you said the mission of this life is to recognize the truth from within. That is why you are born. You are not supposed to question the law of nature.
Mm-hmm.
You are supposed to seek the secret of nature. That is why if you take Indian history or Indian spiritual science, it is not a belief system. It is the system of seeking. India is the land of seekers, not believers. Even God take a human form and come in front of you or to an Indian, first Indian will ask who you are. Then the God may say that I am the God. Then the guy will ask, how can I come to know you are the God? So he will throw thousands of questions to him. Finally, that person who is delivering the question will come to know that the ultimate question cannot be answered through the intellect. Then he will focus his mind on that object. It's called Vigraha, idol. You can see wherever you go in India, a spiritual tradition or spiritual school, you can see an idol over there. For what? It's an idol on which you can focus the mind. Mind should be focused, otherwise it cannot be getting strength. So we need an object or a subject to be focused. Through that concentration, pratyahara will happen. Mind will be withdrawn from these multitudes of questions. Withdrawal of mind. Then the withdrawn mind must be kept somewhere, which is called dharana. Dharana means paste, fix it. Once the focused, the withdrawn mind is fixed in either in an object or a subject, then the power of concentration will improve or increase. Slowly, the hormonal changes will make that person experiencing dhyana. He will be elevated to the state of meditation. When that person advances in meditation, the further hormonal changes will take place in deep level, which is called samadhi. When he enters in that level, he will come to know that the God whom he was thinking controlling him was his own reflection. That is what is called aham brahmasmi. I am that. So when somebody asks this person, oh, if you are that, he can say, Tattvamasi, you too are that. So our purpose of life is to experience this unity, identification of our own self. When we reach to that level, these questions have no significance.
So Guruji, I want to just clarify one thing. What is the difference between pratyahar and dharana? Can you explain it once more if you don't mind? And then I want to summarize what you said.
Pratyahara is withdrawal of the mind. Suppose you have a pet. It had gone somewhere. So you were running after that. So finally you caught it. You brought that pet back. Then you have to give a fixed place for that pet not to run away further. So the process of running after this pet is pratyahara and bringing it back and tying it somewhere or putting in a cage in a safe place from which it cannot run away. That is dharana. Got it? Your mind is like that wandering dogs or wandering animals. So it is running everywhere. So you have to bring it back and put it in a cage.
Got it.
This is what we do. The process of caging is called dharana.
Got it. Got it. Okay, Guruji, I'm going to quickly summarize and then we're going to take some questions. Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is my understanding of what Guruji is saying, that right now, when we are operating in the world, we are operating from a sensory reality. We have 5 senses, and those 5 senses experience the world in this form, in this realm, and they keep interacting with our intellect. Right, wrong, senses, right, wrong, feeling guilt, feeling happy, feeling joy. And this is the drama. And it's a very limited drama. It's limited to our senses, it's limited to our intellect, and it's limited to this gross world, to this thula world, which you can feel through your senses. And as long as we continue to live in this realm, we will go, and yes, it's true that maybe through the nature, through universe, this is a stage we are all in right now. We could be in this stage of this intellect, senses world, material world. And then the reality is that at some point, even people who are living the most tamasic lifestyle, there occurs this kind of questioning and suffering inside. That suffering brings a little question that what is it that I'm doing? And our job at that point is to discover the world, to discover our truth beyond this truth. And that gap between the world, this kind of sensory reality and internal reality will fill that void, which creates guilt, which creates suffering, which creates all of that. So Guruji explained to us how that is done. And of course, again, the first step to do that is, if it's the sensory world that's causing this confusion, you do pratyahara, where you say, I'm going to withdraw my senses from the world. Can you hear me, Guruji, properly? Pen abhi nahi karo pani ka. So then we are going to withdraw our senses from the world. That's pratyahara. Dharana is, now once you have done that, we focus it on something else, an object or a subject, right? Because we are focusing and we're increasing the power of concentration. That is already going to start. You can't hear me? Guruji, you can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Yeah. And then you start, once that happens, then you kind of start going into an automatic meditative state, because you've withdrawn your senses, you have focused it on a subject or object, then you get into dhyana. When you get into dhyana, hormonal shifts begin to happen, and they continue to happen. They will continue to happen till you reach samadhi, if you keep on that path. That place of samadhi gives you that, fills that gap. It is the gap, it is that duality, the gap between this world of senses and intellect and the real cosmic truth. That gap is where guilt, suffering, excitement, all of this lies. Our job is to fill that gap as human beings. And once that is filled as a human being, all of this guilt, all of that has no place for it, because it's the gap which brings these emotions.
True. But again, the explanation which is going beyond pratyahara cannot be brought into words. But you tried your best to explain through words.
You know me, Guruji. I'm the girl of words. Every time, Guruji, anybody has given me any advice, any spiritual person, including you, is, for me, Mauna is the best thing because words are my best friend, Guruji. So for me, my job is to do Mauna because my tendency is to put everything in words.
It's nice to say, nice to listen, or nice to read fantastic books. But I can guarantee you that either by listening or saying or reading, nobody is going to be benefited.
Nobody.
Unless we put our own time, effort to practice it. It's like a hungry man who is being taught or lectured about wonderful, foods, the nutritional values of food, from where it is coming, and a lecture is given to the hungry man, or some videos are shown to him. What is the use?
No, yes, Guruji. You're absolutely right. And it's true that sometimes when we listen to these things, we read books, you feel good. It's they say, Guruji, it's like peripherally, in a very superficial way, we feel good. Because the best they can do is refrain our senses from consuming something which is unhealthy, but it's not going deep. It's a very peripheral, it's a very superficial feel good. It's very, just for a few minutes because your senses are engaging in something which is not evil. You feel, it makes you think a little bit. But to go deeper, this is just the start of the journey. The questioning is the start of the journey. But the answer, the journey is really about that practice that Guruji keeps talking about is going within. But Guruji, we should take some questions because we have some really good questions, Guruji. The question is that if this is the reality, then what about karma? Then how does it, we can, I think they're going back to the first point that it's happening through us, all these actions. So what about karma then? And what about reincarnation? What about good karma? And what about not so good karma? And what about reincarnation? Because they say, oh, why am I born in this life, why am I born like a monkey? I was a human being last life and the universe happened through me. So then why did they put me in this monkey category?
What is karma?
What is karma?
Uh,
So, Guruji, I mean, in my understanding from talking to you, any karma which takes you away, any action which takes you, which is purely based on the senses and intellect, ties you further. It's not good or bad. It ties you, it pushes you deeper into this Maya. And anything that is done through that universe, through that discovery of self, unties you.
yes. Again, you are playing with the word. Karma means only action. It's a cosmic action. Nahi kaschit chanamapi jadu tishtyat akarma kru. It is said in Gita. The whole world is a consequence of action. So, whose action? And who is promoting that action? Who is the doer? No answer. Here, if you want to know what karma is, you have to arrest the functions of your own body. Make your body and mind still. Then you will come to know what karma is. If you know that meaning, if you understand that or experience that karma, all these questions will vanish. Unless we understand that state of karma, never these questions will be answered.
Yes, Guruji. Yes.
So intellect is only a combination of sound. It's noise. Through the noise, never we listen the answer. That is why we have to bring our intellect back to, withdraw the intellect back to instinct. There we can hear a silence, the sound of silence. There we will experience the stillness through practice. When we experience the stillness, we will recognize the difference of stillness and action. That is only an experience. It is beyond explanation.
And anything that happens in that silence is kind of happening through us. Whether we're eating food, whether we have...
In that silence, there are no two. You cannot say us. Only one. Yes.
So in that silence, the universe is flowing through that silence.
There is not even no universe. Because universe is an intellectual production. What you experience as this universe is an intellectual experience. When you go beyond that intellect, in that silence, there is not even this universe.
So Guruji, in that silence, what does a human being look like?
There is no human being in that silence. There is not even a shape. There is not even a molecule.
Yes.
Then what is it? Can you find something in the black hole?
Can you find something in the
black hole?
No. It's a black hole.
Yes. So experiencing the black hole, maybe, again I am trying to explain something through words. As an example, an analogy. If you can experience something or explain something about a black hole, then it is as same as explaining our spiritual experience.
Which is not possible, like you said.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But for the sake right now, for the sake of this discussion, you know, when there is that stillness and silence, everything, then there is no karma. There is no karma which ties you. There is nothing. It is, we are entangled in this whole karma sanskar world, and the place of silence is devoid of all of this. It's just that black hole.
Yes, there all the questions will vanish. All your, like confusions or searches, everything will vanish. Even your own identity will vanish. Then what is the significance of the question?
Yeah. Samana and Sam Jindal, what Guruji has said, it has made sense to me. Sandeep, he just explained that, right? When we get karma is action, we have created this Western understanding, good karma or bad karma. When you're going away from that silence, anything is tying you further, and that's karma. And when you're coming away from that, when you're withdrawing into your silence, there is none of that happening. Any action will entangle you further, and silence will bring you closer. Which does not mean that we don't do what we need to do in the universe. We do what we do into the universe from the place of knowing. From trying to get closer and closer to our inner truth. And when we continue to do that, there's like a sahajta. Guruji, you said lahari, that you become in that lahari state. That's what Guruji said. Yes. Yeah, you get into that lahari state. So there things are just happening. There is no doing. There is just that state, which, like Guruji said, is very hard to explain. I mean, I have certainly not experienced it. Guruji might have. I'm sure Guruji has. So Guruji, let's take one more question, because there's a lot of good questions. So Guruji, and Guruji, if possible, I'd like to take this further, even in the next session, to talk a little bit about karma. And you and I can discuss this, because there's so many questions that have come from this. And everybody who's listening, we can really meditate on this concept. And the question then becomes, right, I'm going to start that question today, and we'll continue it tomorrow. The question becomes that, so everything we do, or how we live our lives, what actions we take, how is that meant to be? Or is that just meant to be? That we are born and we understand this, let's say we intellectually have this curiosity. What is our role in the material world then?
Yeah, it's a question, but repeated in a different way,
Yeah.
which we already discussed. But again, I know I have been facing this question for last maybe 15 to 20 years. Again, let me clear this point. When we observe our silence, when we make our body and mind still, we will experience the oneness of nature or the reality of nature. There, the perceiver or the perceived will not be there. Okay? But when we come out from that plane of consciousness, the memories of that reality or that experience will guide us. Here now I am talking to you. Now, why I am not becoming angry with you? As far as my level and experience is concerned, these questions are irrelevant. But still, why I am not angry? Why I am not becoming annoyed? Because I know very well that my experience cannot be infused or explained through words to you. But you are curious to know that. That's why, with the patience, I try my best to explain. But the moment you reach that level of experience, you will smile because you will also come to know these questions are irrelevant. That is why I am advising everybody, people who are writing this question or curious to know the philosophy, the ideology, science of karma. Karma cannot be explained. The law of karma cannot be explained, but it is very much possible to experience. Only few minutes, like a minimum 24 minutes per day. Put your sincere efforts. Then within few years, you will get answers for these questions. That is my guarantee. You know why? First, I was also asking these questions. I was not like even like you. I was more aggressive to masters. I was very aggressive. But many of them kicked me out. But few of them were having patience because they recognized my sincerity and they taught me the technique. Then when I got confidence on them, their maturity and the authenticity of their knowledge which they were claiming, I could feel that path. So I followed their path, verified with our ancient masters, how hundreds and hundreds of books are, scriptures are written regarding these questions. And everybody is emphasizing that. Stop asking questions. Stop thinking about these things. Then what else to do? Meditate.
Withdraw yourself.
If you see, yes, there is an Upanishad called Chandakya Upanishad, very big Upanishad. That big Upanishad is codified as a conversation between the master and two students, Yajnavalkya Maharshi, Gargi and Maitreya. So these two students were asking questions, master was giving answers. Later, he was saying that, stop thinking. Then the student asked, then if I stop thinking, what else I should do? Go and meditate. If you think further, your head may explode. That much, that many questions were thrown. Finally, master said, as many questions are answered. But now you stop thinking, then meditate. This is what I am also repeating. When I read that, when I heard from experienced masters, I stopped thinking and I started practice. Unconditionally, I did. Within few years, I started getting that vibes. So everything is the play of hormones. That we should get control over. Then there is no good action, bad action, guilty consciousness or feeling of happiness, but everything will be with us. You can use like weapons or tools. You have a storehouse of all kinds of tools, but you must know which tool can be used for getting a particular thing done. You should know how to use it. If you know that, the whole tools will help you. But if you don't know that, that will be a burden for you. Now, what's happening? We have millions and millions of tools in our body as thoughts and hormones. But these things are really making our life a mess. You know why? Because we don't know which tool can be used for getting a work done. So we know nothing about these tools and its applications, but we are holding this store of tools. That is putting
Great, Guruji.
Can you,
Great.
I think there was a break in the network.
Yeah, it's back now, Guruji. It's back now. But
Yes.
I heard what you have to say. So to understand the range of our tools and our possibilities and what we are really capable of, we have to keep going back to meditation. And all of this is conversation, questions, is even more intellectual drama. And our journey is to get away from this intellectual and sensory drama. So while we will come here and we will talk, the reminder is that beyond the Wednesdays, before the Wednesdays, after the Wednesdays, our true path is about doing the work, not listening about the work.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. We will be chatting again next Wednesday.
Well,
And
right.
I will be messaging you right now, Guruji, right after this.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Pranam.
See you. Pranam.
Guys, I hope that made sense. To me, it made a lot of sense. If anybody's still here, I want to just say that it kind of opened a bell in me. It rang a bell in me, which said that when you are any action that is coming from this limited place, that karma is not good or bad. It's the action that's entangling you. When somebody asked about reincarnation as well, it kind of made sense to me that if you're very entangled, then you will be born again in that entangled space, whatever that entangled space might be. And if you're disentangled through the sound of silence, through all of that, then you may be reborn if you're not fully completed your journey, but it will be a reverse journey. So we have to determine the journey that entangles you is the journey that takes you away. And that's the journey of excessive, that, it's karma, which is coming from a different place. And the journey that takes you back is the journey that kind of gives you a reincarnation in this direction, which is closer to yourself. That's the understanding that I had. But let's talk again to Guruji next week, and we will talk. Thank you.